My name is Brevin Ellefson, and I'm a mathematician. I've always been a very analytic thinker, and this stems largely from the fact that I have Asperger's syndrome. What is it? Well, it relates very heavily to high functioning autism, and it's been super helpful in my field. It's helped me dive into mathematics and think very critically about it. But it has had some detrimental effects on my life, particularly in friendships. Since I was a boy, I remember not ever being able to create or maintain relationships very easily. It's always been a challenge, and it likely always will be for me. However, when I was young, I decided to make a conscious change within my mind, a complete paradigm shift, which has helped me immensely. I decided I would have to redefine what friendship is for me. Since then, I've been able to find better joy in relationships. I've been able to maintain them better, to hold them, and to find new ones. So, why did I have to go about this change in my mind? What is the backstory to this? Well, it all started back in elementary school when I met Emma Post. She was my first really good friend. I had felt lonely up until that point. I was bullied constantly, but she seemed to really want to get along with me and hang out with me. Things went great at first, until the teasing started. She got made fun of constantly. Who would want to hang out with Brevin? I was just that guy at school. And she was hurt. She naturally was pushed away a little bit. Further and further and further as the year went on, I felt more and more lonely. By the year's end, I think she moved away. I never heard. She never talked to me again. And that crushed me. I felt like I would be a loner forever. I would never find friends. I would never find happiness. And this continued up until the eighth grade, when I was near the point of suicide. I was super, super depressed. I had no joy in my life. I felt like I had no one to turn to, except maybe Clayton Adams. He was really my only friend, and I clung to him as tightly as I could. I felt that if I could just make one best friend, I could wrap him up so tightly within my control, he would never be able to betray me like Emma had. Never run away. But of course, that's not what Clayton wanted. He wanted to have multiple friendships with multiple people, which is understandable. But to me, it felt like he didn't care. I realized that this was a problem, and that other people clearly didn't think about friendship this way, or relationships as a whole. So I realized I would have to go and see what other people consider friendships and relationships to be like. I started by just going around and taking notes. I would walk around the lunchroom during lunch 100 times every single day with a notebook, just recording notes about people, recording who they were talking to, where they were at, what social group they were in. This probably didn't help me get along with people better. They didn't want to hang out with the person who was walking around taking notes on them for no apparent reason. But it did help me to understand what relationships should look like a little bit. From there, I decided I would have to make a change within myself to implement these things I discovered. And that was when I underwent the scariest moment of my life, when I realized I would have to let Clayton go a little bit. I'd have to let every friendship I had go a little bit, cling less tightly, so that I could redefine friendship, so that I could take a step back and try to understand what friendship really is before diving back in and trying to find more friends, try to find better relationships and friendships. And it hurt for a while. I felt completely alone and lost. But it did work out. I did manage to find new friends. I did start to associate with a lot of people whom I still associate with today. As a result of my mindset, I was able to get inside the minds of these other people to better see things from their perspectives. And this helped a lot. This helped ever since then. It's helped me in the workplace. It's helped me at school. It's helped me at home. Since then, I've been better able to understand what relationships should look like. And this has brought peace and stability to my relationships in life. Every one of them. I've been happier and more joyful since then. And I've been able to better understand what it means for me to be a friend.